We're here. We're back. We're live. July 17th, 2024. I'm excited to be here. And look, if you take the month of the year and you add it to the day of the year, then you get the ending two numbers of the year. I don't know if that's significant for anything, but always looking for silver linings, right? Looking for coincidences, looking for patterns. So somebody let me know if that's significant. I feel like they have a name for everything out here, so I feel like they have some type of name for that. But seems like a fun date, and it should make for a fun day. Welcome to the pre-market prep session. This is where we go over all the important news, notes, analysis, trade ideas that are key to keeping you consistently profitable here in these markets, which is exactly what we've been. I don't know about you guys, like it seems it's kind of crazy at this point. I mean, how locked in and on top of things we've been. People were complaining yesterday about the semiconductors being down and the bigger tech stocks struggling, and that is just such a beautiful benefit of being a part of this community. Is that like a lot of people can only trade one or two tickers, right? They're like, oh, I've really been on Nvidia and I've really been on Apple and I've really been on this, I've really been on that. When those things don't move, a lot of people are lost, right? But because of the way that we do things and the way our community is built, we're always on top of, right? Always knowing. And it's not like we'll be busy all of the time, right? But for a lot of the time, we are aware of and paying attention to and acting on where money is rotating in markets. And I cannot not overstate how expert level that is, right? I know it might seem easy, it might seem casual. This is not easy or casual what we're doing, right? Knowing how money is moving through the markets, being in these specific tickers, in these specific sectors, right? All of that. It might seem super, super casual and it might seem like I'm doing this on easy mode and we're doing this on easy mode, but we're not, right? Every time a trade happens, this is 7 years of experience, right? Every single time something like this happens, like this is experience, thousands of hours that go into each and every trade, right? So make sure that you treat them with that respect, and with that expectation, right? It's like, when you've got like Pat Mahomes or Steph Curry or anything like that. I'm not calling myself them, but whenever you have someone performing at a high level, you can get used to it, right? You can get used to it. Make sure you don't get used to it. You maintain gratitude. I always maintain gratitude because who the heck do we think we are to be able to hop in, look at some computer screens, park our money, and then bring home thousands of dollars every day in return? Like, like that's crazy, right? That's crazy. It's unheard of, and I always try to make sure that that's not lost on me, because that way I remain, with full of gratitude each and every day for each and every opportunity. You either win or you learn, right? And there's been a lot of winning going on. There will be learning. You cannot win every trade, right? That's how it goes. At some point, there will be losses. Make sure that you continue to manage your risk correctly, right? Manage your expectations as well. Understand, just like when things are bad, it won't always be bad. Just like when things are good or amazing or ecstatic, it won't always be that way, right? And that way you can stay level-headed through all of it, right? We can't get caught up in euphoria as well, but we can congratulate ourselves. So, I'm doing that to myself as well as everyone here. Built Black Adam Strong. I love that. A community built Black Adam Strong. Let's go. For anybody who doesn't know, Black Adam is a DC hero as well. But I also joke when that movie came out, I'm like, oh, they're making a movie about me, right? I'm Black Adam. Um, and for a while, I was the only Black Adam that I knew. All the other Jewish Adams, I knew a ton of them. But in college, I did meet another one. So this is for me and also for him. I think he's working at Salesforce now or something like that. So, he's working there. We're trading it. How the cookie crumbles. But let's get into what we got going on today. Wall Street breakfast newsletter. That's what we go over each and every day, right? In order to get us right. Also watching that market watch calendar. Um, we had earnings all this week. We had Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, right, come through, crush earnings. Banks continuing to kill it. We've had crypto stocks that we've hit. We've got IWM we've hit. Like it's just been Apple, right? We've hit the big techs, we've hit the small caps, we've hit the crypto sector. Right? It's like where the heck aren't we? Like this is it's getting insane at this point. But top news, new directions. Before we get into that, make sure you throw your one in the chat, signifying your intention to get 1% better. You want to get 1% better each and every day. That is the goal. And you want to make sure that you have intention behind that. right? So state that, make it clear for the world, right? Everyone to understand, and you yourself declaring that to understand, so that you can continue to walk in that vein. So, top news, new directions. It was only a month ago the Wall Street Breakfast pointed to a sector rotation in the making, and the movement appears to be picking up steam. There are many reasons for this shift, including value searching due to sky high multiples and a broadening rally that was supercharged by mega cap tech stocks. Increasing rhetoric surrounding Fed rate cuts has also ignited excitement about the lending and growth environment for smaller companies, like while the Trump trade has put a focus on other parts of the market that could benefit from a new presidency. Snapshot: the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed within striking distance of 41,000 points on Tuesday, buoyed by a post-earnings surge in United Health. The index climbed 1.9%, tracking an additional 742 points, the market's best day of 2024, after being on fire for 5 consecutive sessions. Things are cooling for major stock index futures in the pre-market, but some other rotation plays continue to stand out. The Russell 2000, right? It's IWM, a notable index that tracks a small group of 2,000 small cap US stocks, soared 3.6% on Tuesday and has advanced a whopping 11% over the last 5 trading days. Guess when everyone else is getting this news, if they're getting it at all, after it happens. Guess when we get this news, before the move occurs. That is the difference that you cannot find anywhere else, right? You cannot find this anywhere. Oh yeah, the Russell 2000 is up 11% and da 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 da. And you're, someone might be reading this. There's a difference between you coming and you figuring out after and you being there the whole freaking time, right? The whole time. That is the difference between 1% better daily, right? And those that just wait for things to come to them. Those that don't do the little things, right? Me taking inventory of each and every trade over the course of the past 6, 7 years I've been doing this, right, is seeing smaller patterns that emerge. What is happening? I focused on this. I missed this, but what caused this to happen? Okay, cool. Now I know when X happens, Y is probably happening behind that. So I'm going to make sure I would look out for that for the future. That's how I can go and I can hop between one thing and the next and the next and the next. And I'm not out here, like searching for opportunity or having any shortage of it, right? I just want to point that out again because I hopped on here 5 days ago before this move started happening and said, hey, this is the move that is incoming. And that is exactly what happened, right? Talk your stuff. That's what we're doing today. This whole week, we're talking our stuff because we were here in the Russell 2000, right? And I said that when I called it out, that you could say, hey, I branded up all the small caps. And now you guys can go to all your friends and say, hey, while your video is sitting there doing nothing, right? I ran it up on small caps. Some part of stock options made easy. Mm. Now, moving on to commodities on a high, precious metals, another thing, right? NEM. Shout out to Alicia for reminding me of that as well. NEM hit our another one of our price targets to the upside. They're a gold miner. So we're also in small caps, also in gold. Literally everything that's running, right? Also in gold and have been in gold, right? Been in gold and riding silver. Commodities on a high. Precious metal miners are scoring big gains as gold futures settled at an all-time high following comments from Federal Reserve officials that have ramped up expectations of the first interest rate cut happening in September. Front month COMEX gold for July delivered close to 1.6% gains, while 4 month or front month July silver finished up 1.7%. City analysts said prices for the yellow metal might keep surging all the way to $3,000 per ounce as financial flows show potential for significant expansion. They added that the weakening labor market and broader trend of disinflation are bullish for gold and silver into year end. And I had another position that I was looking at for that as well yesterday. We're testing breakout, I believe, this week. It looks good thus far. So, we'll see. Maybe that gets called out here today, this morning. A different ticker, not any other, another ticker. Outlook Trumponomics. The odds of a second Trump presidency are mounting in the wake of a failed assassination attempt and his strong debate performance. His Trumponomics plan, as conveyed to Bloomberg, equates to low interest rates and taxes, which would be a tremendous incentive. Tremendous is a quote, tremendous incentive to get things done and bring business back to our country. Other things on the platform include letting Fed Chair Jerome Powell finish his term, considering JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon as Treasury Secretary, encouraging, yeah, I feel like that makes that tracks, given Jamie Dimon's recent endorsement of him as well. And also the fact that Jamie Dimon has been looking to leave. I feel like that that tracks so much. Jamie Dimon is probably going to be the Treasury Secretary. Encouraging more oil and gas drilling, cutting the corporate tax rate to 15%, no longer banning TikTok, and taking a more positive view on Bitcoin. I feel like this is all just to drum up, votes. If you guys remember, Trump was like staunchly against TikTok, and I don't get how you can be anti-China and be pro TikTok. It does not make sense. Take a look at TikTok's terms and conditions when you agree to download the app, and tell me that it makes sense that him being anti-China is no longer interested in banning TikTok. Makes zero sense whatsoever. Um, Now, right, but again, there's no new news that's coming there other than maybe Jamie Dimon as Treasury Secretary. That is new news. But other than that, this is all stuff that tracks with what we have been, talking about and predicting for the past month and a half, right? 2 months, which is really just that orange guy more than likely getting back into office. So we'll see how it plays out. But so far, the only events that have happened have been to further strengthen that narrative. Regulatory news, sweeping changes. Reports suggest that President Biden will endorse sweeping changes to the Supreme Court, including term limits for justices and an enforceable ethics code, which can influence decisions that may extend to the economy. He's also weighing a constitutional amendment that would eliminate or limit broad immunity for presidents and other constitutional office holders. However, imposing term limits and an ethics code for SCOTUS would be a long shot, as these changes require congressional approval. Biden's support follows the Supreme Court's ruling on former presidents' broad immunity from prosecution. So both candidates right now looking, or at least saying, that they are going to make sweeping changes. I feel like that is, a common recurring motif of election season. People say, "Oh, well, I'm going to do this, that, and this, and that, and this, and that, and this, and that," and then they get in office, and the same thing happens. You can only do so much in 4 years in a democracy. How it goes by virtue of a democracy, right? So remember, a lot will be promised. Probably 1 out of 10 things will be delivered, though right now the promise is going through the roof. And that's on both ends. Today's markets in Asia: Japan down 0.4%, Hong Kong up 0.1, China down 0.5, India closed, London down 0.2, Paris down 0.3, Frankfurt down 0.5%, the Dow down 0.2, S&P down 0.8, Nasdaq down 1.3. Are you not entertained? Right? Are you not entertained? Did I not call out the bearish look, that rising wedge on SPY heading into close yesterday, dropping overnight? 1% better, man. You really, really see the compound return of getting 1% better, focusing on the little things. If anyone questions it, I'm a testament. This community is a testament, right? Time and time again. It won't be always. Nobody's perfect. I'm not out here saying I'm the guy. I'm not out here saying that we're the perfect community. I'm just saying if you're more often than not on the right side of things and having the correct perspective when it comes to expectations of price movement, that's something to be proud of and to not take for granted, right? To not take for granted, because there's plenty of times the market's caught me off guard, blindsided me. I had to hold that out, right? Plenty of times. But that's why you got to make sure you highlight the W's as well. Otherwise, the only thing you pay attention to is the negatives, and the positives you just expect, right? So you get no result. Cherish it. Cherish it. Show gratitude. Fed's Waller speaking today, 9:35 a.m. Nothing really else other than that, but I'm not even, again, Waller is not really one that moves the needle. It's Kashkari every year and a half, and then Powell. What else is happening? We'll finish up here with our rapid fire stock news rundown. The final straw: Musk is moving SpaceX and X out of California. And after, Governor Newsom basically said that parents don't have to register whether or not their kids are transgender on their kid fill-in form or something. Yeah, so California things. Warner Bros. Discovery, ticker WBD, set for another round of layoffs. Consumer resilience, retail sales flat, but still better than expected. Bank of America tops consensus on strong sales and trading. We've been on Bank of America since November 2023, and it's been an absolute rocket this year, just as we expected. Morgan Stanley earnings beat, credit loss provision climbs. HSBC names finance chief El Hedary as next CEO. TikTok parent loses in EU court to overturn gatekeeper status. Spirit Airlines shares drop on weak revenue outlook. ASML and Charge total sales, gross profit fall. Net bookings jump. French President Emmanuel Macron accepts Prime Minister's resignation. Yeah, tons of stuff shaking up politics all over the world. I mean, prime ministers resigning and elections everywhere, assassination attempts. It is a crazy time. So, everybody, make sure you do your best to keep your head on straight. Please practice some mindfulness exercises, get a nice routine because, I mean, this world will have your head spinning. And you got to make sure that you can focus on what matters, right? Which is you and yours each and every day. Much love to everybody today. I will be kind of bopping around on the road. I get a fur baby tomorrow. So I got a lot to do before then. Deep clean. I need to go, get myself groomed. Speaking of, furry, I'm looking very unkempt. So I've got things to tend to today. So I'll be on the road at like 11 a.m. Any questions you have, ask me before that. And then also for Q&A this week, that will be pre-recorded because we get our little pup tomorrow evening. So uh Q&A will go out via pre-recorded Loom. Email me any questions you have, anything you want me to go over, any analysis requests, any concepts you want to go over in depth, and I'll make sure to get to that. But those are all the announcements for today. Let's make it another great day. Let's continue to execute, using patience and abiding in gratitude, and let's have another great day. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning for our next pre-market prep session. Have a good one.